TikTok is one of the most used social media apps in the world. It's also one of the most scrutinized. To discuss some of the concerns around TikTok and the latest on a possible ban, I'm joined by Katrina Fitzgerald, Deputy Director of the Electronic Privacy Information Center. Katrina, what are the concerns being raised by the government and watchdogs around TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance?
Yeah, thanks, Nicole. The concerns that are unique to TikTok and ByteDance are that Chinese law essentially requires Chinese companies to cooperate with Chinese intelligence work. So that means the government can demand access to the personal data that China-based companies hold. So that's what sets it apart from other apps. There's also concern, given TikTok's huge user base, that the Chinese government could use TikTok to either spread misinformation, creating risks to democracy, or censor information on the app that's critical of the Chinese government.
So, some state governments have banned the use of TikTok on government devices, but over 150 million Americans use TikTok every day. Do we know if Americans' data is being collected and misused in any way?
So yes, TikTok is misusing personal data, just like basically every other app. So a targeted ban on just TikTok isn't really going to solve that problem. TikTok, like most US tech companies, collects a huge amount of data about us, both while users are on the app and via trackers on other websites. So they also know what you're reading outside the app. Consumer Reports did a study last year and found TikTok trackers on websites for Weight Watchers, the United Methodist Church, state agencies, and even the Planned Parenthood website. And TikTok takes that data from your online activity and it combines it with the data it collects about you on the app and uses it to create profiles in order to target you with ads. But this isn't unique to TikTok. Facebook and Google and other tech giants are doing this as well. So a ban on just TikTok isn't going to solve that problem. We need privacy rules for all apps.
Last Thursday, TikTok CEO Shou Chew repeatedly mentioned Project Texas in a hearing on Capitol Hill. What is Project Texas, and does it substantially address these privacy concerns?
So the Project Texas proposal from TikTok would shift certain functions to a US-based TikTok subsidiary. So basically all processing of Americans' personal data would be happening on US soil. And the proposal is for the company Oracle to host this subsidiary. But problem is Oracle is one of the largest data brokers in the US. So this really exposes the weaknesses of a targeted ban. Without a privacy law, the Chinese government could still have access to US TikTok user data because they could just purchase it on the open market from Oracle or another data broker.
TikTok is a global app. Do other countries share the concerns that the US has regarding TikTok, ByteDance, and its links to the Chinese government? And are other countries considering bans?
A number of countries have banned the use of TikTok on government devices like the US has. So the United Kingdom, New Zealand, Canada, the EU, and I think Australia will be issuing a ban on government devices shortly. In terms of a full ban, meaning even individuals outside government use couldn't use it, we've seen that in India, Taiwan, Afghanistan, and Iran. Several US colleges have banned TikTok from their Wi-Fi systems, such as University of Georgia and University of Texas, Austin. So, you're seeing it in varying forms all over the world.
Tensions between the US and China seem to be growing. What role does TikTok play in this tense relationship between the two countries?
Yeah, it's the reason that Congress is talking about a TikTok ban, right? It's because tensions are high between the US government and China, and because Chinese law requires Chinese companies and citizens to assist with Chinese intelligence work. This could potentially allow the Chinese government unfettered access to data held by any Chinese company. So China could use TikTok user data to target individuals for blackmail or recruit spies. So those are kind of the unique concerns that apply only to TikTok or to the next the next app that's owned by or is based in a foreign adversary.
You stated that a US ban on TikTok would not prevent people from being surveilled by other apps. Can you explain what you mean by that?
So even if Congress bans TikTok, millions of apps would still collect the most intimate details about us and profit off of them. And the endless web of data brokers who buy and sell our personal data would continue to exist. And foreign adversaries such as China could still obtain that personal data by purchasing it from data brokers on the open market. So what really needs to be done to protect both privacy and national security is the passage of a strong privacy law that limits what all apps, all companies can collect about us and how they can use it, and really stops the flow of data to that data broker industry.
Katrina, can you put into perspective for us just how much we are surveilled on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's endless. We all carry around trackers in our pockets with our smartphones these days. A recent study found that the real-time bidding market alone, which is the engine that drives online advertising, was tracking our online activity, like the websites we visit and our location, 747 times a day for each one of us. And that means that US internet users' data is being collected and broadcast 107 trillion times a year. So it's endless. It's, every website you visit, every, your location is being pinged. And then that's connected to like your friend's activity and combined into profiles about you in order to target you with more ads.
What next steps can legislators take to address some of these privacy and data information issues holistically? So not just related to TikTok, but all of the other apps and social media apps that collect our data.
Yeah, the great news is Congress has been hard at work at this. So bipartisan leaders on the House Energy and Commerce Committee last session released a bill called the American Data Privacy and Protection Act that truly would set a high standard for privacy in the country and limit what all apps could collect and how they could use it. So, I'm hoping that Congress will move on that this session, and that that would really change the kind of, it would put rules in place that would protect Americans' privacy and national security.
This is also regarded as one of the few exceptionally bipartisan pieces of legislation and topics that lawmakers have latched onto. What does that tell you about the national landscape and the likelihood of a bill like this passing?
Yeah, but privacy has historically been a bipartisan issue, and I think that there's bipartisan recognition that letting companies regulate themselves hasn't worked, and that there needs to be a federal privacy law that really sets the rules of the road, because it's good for individuals and it's good for business, because it means that small businesses entering this space know the rules of the road and everyone's operating on a level playing field.
Finally, what should NewsHour viewers and TikTok users be watching for as this story continues? And is a ban on TikTok really possible?
We certainly could see a ban. There's a lot of political momentum towards that. But I think what viewers should keep in mind is that that doesn't solve the problem. Congress really needs to pass a privacy law that applies to all apps and limits what companies can collect about us and how they can use it. That's the best way to protect privacy and national security.
Katrina Fitzgerald, Deputy Director of the Electronic Privacy Information Center. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Nicole.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Nicole Ellis.